we're here.
Yes, yes we are.
I just realized I've been using the mouse like a chump.
What? Oh yes, when you can just push buttons.
Buttons.
Yeah. It's Rhythm Café. Sorry?
That stream deck, like.
Yeah,
Here.
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 Yeah, or here would be good too.
Or there.
Some
Some sort of
poke.
arm.
Yeah.
Some sort of thing.
Should get more arms to put things on.
Yeah, we should just have like a plethora of microphone arms. Not with microphones in them, just random things. The stream deck, useful things, maybe a banana.
Yeah, like
You're supposed to hang bananas.
oh yes, you always want it, like the whole bunch. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
yeah,
so. Like
yeah.
you can pull down the bunch and you can like grab a banana and push it back up off screen.
Yeah, that'd be fun for everyone.
Yes, it would. Yes, it absolutely would, and I want this now, and I can't believe I don't have it. Welcome to Rhythm Café, here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian,
I'm Heather.
and we play rhythm games.
We hope we've gotten a rhythm game.
We really do.
We didn't really research it, did we?
Like it was. I think.
I know I didn't.
No, I didn't. I really. Most of the time, I just go through the list.
Usually I do try to check those before they go into the actual list that we pull from.
Mm-hmm. Like I'll look it
Then
up.
I forget.
I'll look it up on a screen and say so. This one's been on our list for a while. There, it was actually it's number 4 currently.
Yeah, it's been on there for some
Forever.
time. I mean, that list is supposed to be alphabetical, so it's starting with a B kind of actually places up higher on the list. That's to make it easier to find out if we already have the game on the list.
Yes. Oh, good. And some of you in chat have suggested it there. SAU is the one who suggested this one to us.
Oh,
So thank you. That was a while ago.
I hope you're still around.
Me too. And we're working through things as we go. Let's turn it on.
Okay.
Let's say because I'm not.
Play.
Ooh, there we go. It's made with Unity. So that's important.
If you okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, the warning is in. Flashing lights and all the things.
Boop, boop, boop.
Does it know?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Wait. Aha. I want a big, and I mean big. There we go. Full screen. Start
Okay.
Barrier X. Barrier X!
Oh, yeah.
Super fast, avoid them up.
Wait, avoid them up. Okay, okay. I understand what kind of game this is.
Options. There are options.
Yep. Back at that option.
Options! Barrier welcomes me. Remember, simple rules.
Okay, cool.
Left, right, or AD controls. 30 seconds equals unlocks the next level.
Oh, that doesn't give me confidence.
60 seconds beat the level.
When they're short levels like that and they say that, that's asking to die a lot.
Yep.
Don't stay on the red lines.
Oh my.
It feels kind of like a race car game.
It does a little.
And except for like the avoid things, it actually kind of makes me think of Thumper a little bit in terms of mechanic. Just especially with the angle of it too, because I think Bumper had this kind of angle on the game. Oh, speed up. That's always fun. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Those are the levels are the word crash?
I guess so.
Alright.
Would you like to give this a try?
Sure.
I'm turn up my own headphones here because it feels like it might be. I'm trying to find out how rhythmic it is.
I'm not. Sure, I'm finding it to be rhythmic.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not getting anything rhythmic out of here.
There's music, but I don't know that it
Corresponds to what's popping up and when you're supposed to hit things. No, I don't get that feeling
Yeah, that
either.
I don't think is happening.
Oh!
Oh, I was so close.
Yeah, but I want to stay on the red lines.
I mean, part of me really does want to. Like that's definitely a video game thing of like, well, stay on the colored part, right? I want to stay in the blank spaces of space. I don't know what's out there. I mean, clearly nothing.
Oh!
Oh, it was really close to the...
Unlock. I really like this aesthetically.
Yeah, but I'm not getting that groove of like, because I play all kinds of games where you die repetitively. But I'm not feeling that hook yet. Of like, oh yes, I'm interested in being in this loop.
Yeah, because technically we have yet to make any actual progress.
I mean, that's not helping.
Whew.
And I'm not getting quite close enough to be like, I know I can make it. Right? Just because it's like you can crash so quickly. But we see. I think if we can get some progress, maybe we can get into that loop. Maybe we can find that hook.
That's what I'm hoping for here. It's the first-person Battletoads you never asked for. Yeah, that covers it.
I've never played that. I've heard stories of Battletoads. NES game, right?
Yes. It has a famously hard section that's very fast. Yeah,
what I'm getting so far is like going back and forth more is more advantageous, at least in the first area, before the speed up happens. And then I'm not so sure. Okay, and you have to constantly click over. You can't just push down and have it go more. Like, you can't hold it to change lanes. Like,
each lane is one click.
Yeah. Actually, can I use the D-pad then? I can't use the D-pad. I have to use the stick. Oh, I'm not happy with you.
Yep. Any sort of precision-based game like that requires stick.
For D-pad.
Oh, sorry, yeah, D-pad, I mean.
Or at least the option. Like, if I want to use stick, at least let me face my own mistakes. Don't force me into them.
Yes, we have played Retro/Grade on Rhythm Cafe.
Yep.
I remember the name.
title.
I don't remember anything about the game, which means I
kind of remember the game. I think we had fun with that one. I think we liked that one.
Yeah?
Not like 1,000,000% liked, but I think we had a fun time playing.
I'm looking it up right now, because...
Unless I'm really not remembering, maybe we just had a heck of a time playing.
I remember Retrograde. That was the side-scroller one where we, where the whole game goes backwards, and you're unshooting your bullets.
Yeah, no, we had fun with that.
Let's see if I can break 10 seconds.
When I think of Rhythm Cafe, I think of Dance de la Meurtre.
I'm glad, because
Yeah. That's very much our jam.
that was one of the best games I've ever played.
Well, and I think the two of us particularly prefer stranger rhythm games, or things that have at least a silliness factor.
Stories, too.
Yeah, stories, we can have them.
Okay, I think I finally figured out.
And for those of you here who are about to say, what, rhythm games have stories, I'm not going to list them all again. I've done that rant.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I think I did that when you were gone one day. I was playing mobile touchy game, and someone said, and I just started listing like 10 or 12 different ones, because it's not hard if you know them.
Ah, 25!
I like the visuals of this game, though.
Yeah, the aesthetic and the movement of it is very good.
And I don't know what we're supposed to believe, but as far as I'm concerned, we're a paper airplane. Which makes these crashes really kind of intense.
I mean, you start moving paper up to relativistic speeds, and you're gonna get some energy transfer.
I am glad it's not a bullet hell.
Yes.
I was like, oh no, is that one of the ones that's a bullet hell?
I mean,
It's not
it kind of is.
first person bullet hell.
Yeah, there's just very few bullets, and they come very fast.
I like the sting in the music when you start to speed up. And so, You know that Pixar short with the paper airplane? That's us. We're that paper airplane. And we're not getting through on our mission, but we're gonna at some point.
Paperman would have been a lot hotter if things were going faster.
You're not gonna give me a story, I can make one up. Hey, you unlocked an achievement called Let's Start the Journey.
Oh, I think that means I might have unlocked the... Yes!
Nice!
Level 2. We're free of the hell of level 1.
Beware of the blue barriers.
All barriers are bad.
Follow the arrow to avoid blocking. You are blocked. Press Q or space. Good luck! Where is Q or space on the controller?
I think it's the A. It doesn't work against red line ones. Ooh. Ah!
So you're supposed to stay on the blue line, I think, and then hit the block? Or not?
I think you want to follow the arrow? If you're on the blue?
Maybe. I don't... Well, maybe. I guess. I don't know how much I trust video game instructions, especially when that happens.
Let's find out here. Okay, so E does do the same as pressing A.
Okay. Oh, it told me to push the button, and then it didn't.
Oh. Where are the blue barriers? Okay. Avoid blocking. If you are blocked, press Q or space.
Yeah, okay. Just a button, not the triggers. What? I test all the buttons.
Yup.
That'll solve all my problems.
Yeah.
It's like being in a very fast museum. Don't touch anything, only look.
Sorry, no, I'm now grappling with the concept of the fast museum.
Well, you know, as Brownie Points has pointed out, you're in the Naruto Run Museum. You gotta go fast, which is also coincidentally paired with the Sonic the Hedgehog Museum, because it's a very specific kind of museum they've set up. So there's not that many franchises for them to get through.
Well, if I recall, it's that we're actually the Sonic Museum and the Naruto Running Museum are actually the same building. It just depends which side you enter from.
I thought you were gonna say Sonic and Naruto turn out to be the same person. We've never seen them in the same building at the same time, and that's why.
Have you seen them
Together in the same show? Definitely not.
World needs a new cartoon All-Stars.
I bet there's an AMV with the two of them together. Actually, maybe Naruto shows up in the Sonic movie. We don't know yet. That's not
a
out
very good
even
point,
yet.
Yeah. Special guest, Boruto's dad.
So I think you're supposed to follow the arrow to avoid getting blocked.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do the A button to try and get
Through the block?
unblocked, it doesn't let do anything.
Yeah.
And that's annoying.
It's like, why would you give me this explodey spaceship thing and not let it do, and make it go boom boom, and not make the boom boom do the thing? Okay, now Toasty Loaf, are you talking Rock Lee pre-Drunken Master or post? Oh yeah, the minute Rock Lee picks up the...
Oh, I got to the speed up portion!
Yeah!
I'm not happy about that, but I am. Just have to do this without getting to a point where I get blocked. It's following directions. That's not a thing I'm good at.
Oh no, Brownie, now you've made me think about 8 Gates Guy.
Does he have 8 gates for arms?
I remember when we were talking in the meeting about opening the various sphincters in the body? And I kept making jokes about gates? Yes, that was that.
Okay. Alright.
Guy is trained enough that he's able to open up all 8 of his sphincters.
I mean, I actually removed that part of the meeting from my brain, but now I do remember it.
And that's how he's able to move extremely fast. Without the power of ninjutsu or genjutsu. But only taijutsu.
To be honest, I only watched the first part of Naruto, and after the whole thing with the bridge, I was done.
Oh, it was, yeah, that bridge was kind of...
That was 13 episodes.
Kind of slow.
That was a whole arc, that bridge, yeah.
Wow. You know, I switched to the manga pretty... actually, I switched to the manga as soon as normal Naruto started doing just all filler.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then, yeah, then we jumped into Shippuden.
I was binge watching that with friends one night, and I think that's about how far we got through.
So you never even got to the good theme songs.
I mean, it's probably one of those shows that if like we had continued, I would have just kept watching. But I didn't.
Still on my list of super fun shows. Sid previously headache, I think, is the inverse of myself there, saying Naruto never clicked with me and I wish Bleach hadn't.
Oh, that's fair. I understand that feel, actually, pretty well.
Yeah, I'm glad I never got into Bleach.
We ran it in Anime Club, and we had to stop running it, partially because we caught up. We had to double up on episodes because it was so long. But then we also caught up to it, And I was just like, nah, go find it yourselves. We're just a college club. Anything, and we only meet weekly. Anything that goes beyond 50 episodes is gonna lose people eventually.
It's a real shame. Like that's the sort of thing that marketers take notice of and start. It's why we have now fewer shows that run longer than 2 seasons. It's why, thanks to Spotify, music, at least pop music, is becoming shorter and shorter in song length.
It's like if there had been a bunch of it out, we probably would have just done some binge nights.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of one of those. We've been watching it for a really long time. I mean, maybe we could have, like, if I'd been more familiar with arcs at the time, because I'm still relatively new to a lot of anime then.
Mm-hmm.
We could have watched an arc, let it build up, watched another arc.
I think I get the blocking now.
Yeah.
If you don't go in the direction that it wants you to when you're when the blue comes up, then you become blocked.
Yeah.
And I've not yet been able to get out of a block.
Yeah, no. I can make pretty good progress by following the arrow. But the,
Yeah, if you got soft blocks.
I can't seem to make the thing to block it. Unblock. The thing is, if you go the wrong way with the arrow, you can go back really quickly.
Yeah, thankfully.
But you're probably going to crash.
Oh! Oh! 29 seconds!
That's mean!
Okay, so I'm finally settling into a groove here in the game. It's no lo-fi tennis.
I agree.
But what is? How far can I go? Okay, so it isn't A. I guess?
Maybe a different button.
Because I was able to... Yeah, I'm gonna try a different
Maybe
button.
we'll get out with the space bar. So the A might be a different mechanic. They haven't really told us about.
I need to be able to...
Is there a menu button that tells us what the buttons are?
Oh yeah. There was a
That one didn't give us a controller button.
Movement?
Button 1. Step and fire.
Okay, so it should be A then.
For button 1.
Oh, sorry. Unblock would be probably B then.
Okay.
Well, let's, No, it just won't tell you. Okay, well, whatever button 1 is. Oh, wait, back. Which... Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, B. Yep, is the block, the anti-block button. So we just have not yet unlocked the A button.
Oh my!
No!
You were so close.
Yeah, so far this game is 100% I'm a genius, oh no.
Yeah! You got to the 30 seconds.
Ah, and I'm blocked! I'm a genius! Oh no!
Oh, you did very well.
Go ahead and give a level A a try.
Do not fear of the green barriers. That's a weird way to say that.
You must go through them.
So green's safe.
You must go through them, and you know. And you know.
Ah! I got confused. No, I'm not used to this idea that now there is a safe color. And why is it green? We all know green's not even a creative color. Yeah, that was just for you.
Thank you. I literally popped up on my iTunes shuffle just yesterday. I'm pretty sure there's some people in the chat there who get that.
I mean, yes, but that was just for you. If they get that, bonus.
It's tempting.
Oh, yes, okay, I got the unblock thing to work.
Yeah, now
I
you
feel
figured it-
better about
Yeah.
it now.
Like, now that you can play the game on its terms.
Now that I know what the game wants me to do. Like, it just told us the keyboard controls for that one, and I was just like, alright, that's probably not that important then.
That's
Oh, look, it is.
Press space or E, despite the fact that you are clearly not using a keyboard or mouse.
Yep. Alright, I feel like we've gotten to the loop portion of this, which is nice.
Smash.
Just kind of want it to say smash now, rather than crash.
Put crashed and smashed, you cowards. Just aesthetic as hell.
Every time the blue arrow shows up, I'm like, oh, I went the wrong way. Back to the set. No, dead. It's not a good idea anymore. Once you haven't done it. And then if you don't get into the green one, it blocks you.
Oh, okay, good to know.
So if you don't pass it, you get basically punished, but you can get out of it.
So you can't, or you're not supposed to avoid them. They're not an option. I really like that Nintendo's answer to PlayStation All-Stars was, oh, you're doing your own little Smash thing? Be a shame if we got some non-Nintendo characters in ours. Shake, shake, shake. Like, it was actually a really good thing to do anyway, just because it breaks that soft platform lock for characters in a fighting game, which is... means you don't have to have everyone in their own game. It's like Smash, and everyone can be happy.
So, different topic.
Yeah.
There's I don't know, Beach and I started watching on Netflix,
Oh.
the live action Blazing Transfer Student School.
Huh.
It's a school built by the main character from Blazing Transfer Students, who's the principal, as a figurine who has made transfer students show up to his school so that he can transfer them to other schools that are having problems so that they can be Blazing Transfer students and fix those schools' problems.
I love it.
It is kind of what you want it to be.
Wow, that's a Netflix series, you see?
It's on Netflix.
Cool. Yes, that is a very important distinction.
I don't know specifically if it is a Netflix series offhand, I can't remember. But yes, it was definitely on Netflix.
Let me write that down to acquire, because what we've been watching just recently...
It's like 8 episodes.
Ooh. Not Betflix, that's a different site. Sure, Betflix.
It's got... So you remember we watched that live action show where everything had like the sound effects that would show up and the things that would happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
They do the similar things.
Oh, so kind of like, what's it called?
Yeah, I can't remember the name, that's what.
Blue Blazes.
Yeah, Blue Blazes.
That's it, yes.
I was like, it has the word blue in it. I'm so good at remembering the name of media I enjoy.
We've been watching a BBC series that has a selection of episodes on Netflix called The Repair Shop. And it's basically imagine a cross between Antiques Home Roadshow, Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, and Pimp My Ride.
Wow, that's a lot.
In that, like, people bring in their old beloved family antiques into this repair shop. And a group of people who are, like, various experts in their field in furniture restoration, upholstery, clockmaking, and this, like, all sorts of shit, put hours of love and attention into these things to refurbish and repair and refresh them. And it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Dale, apparently there are a selection of episodes at least. I know on the BBC it's done at least 3 series, but on Netflix, hearing from Molly, there's a number of episodes. I don't know how many it is, so go ahead and check. It actually kind of makes me want to
No! No!
I've got an idea for a series based on it, but I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want people to.
Yep.
I don't want people to jump on it.
That's fair.
Yeah, please check it out, Dale. I think you especially will absolutely love it. And Jaded Cynic, it's nice to have another person in the chat here who's a Blue Blazes fan. Corvus, was that the one about the whiskey? Oh, the one that just said it's a joke. Sorry, because I sometimes have a habit of talking about projects that seem like a good idea, but they never come to fruition.
Sometimes it's a lot easier to talk about something that would be really fun to do, but would be so much more work to do than people really realize. Or requires a lot more free time than is just possible.
Yeah. Like, I hope you can understand that based on a show like, or concept like The Repair Shop, the series I'm thinking, if it's going to be based on that, would basically require me to quit my job as, doing what I do as a day job. Just to put the effort into doing repairs of things, all for a camera. 8 hours a day, probably. And then just editing together the stuff that's relevant to the show.
Yeah. Like, ideas easy.
Yep.
Execution, way harder.
Yeah. Like, it's... I kind of had a re-breakthrough yesterday during the meeting, thinking about what we do, and it was breaking down projects in my head, like literally just doing the getting things done thing of breaking down. Okay, like what actually would be the series of next actions in order for me to do a new a series or new stream of anything, and. Like, oh god, yeah, no, I literally do not have enough hours in the day to do this.
So glad to hear you say that, because I know so many people around here feels like they say, let's just do this thing. And it's great, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, just going and doing a thing. That can get a thing done, but when you're trying to do a very complicated thing that involves a lot of other people, saying a thing out loud will not make it happen. And sometimes just even going forward and just doing a thing won't make it happen.
Well, especially because thinking about those next actions and what they depend on, and like what has to happen before that one little thing can happen, like even just posting to YouTube. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you just have to post it to YouTube, but before you post it to YouTube, the video has to be done, you have to have a description, you have to have a name, you need to know when it goes up, and each of those things themselves, knowing those is itself its own next action, and probably has next actions associated with it. Like, in order to find out what the title of a video is, well, the video actually sometimes has to be done, or not. Are you the person who gets to name the video? If not, well then you need to ask someone either what the video title is, or if the video title you have is okay. That may be a 5-minute action for you. It may be a 30-second action, but it still takes time and needs to be done, and is a small thing that needs to be done.
Every action takes time, and once you start saying things like, oh, but that only takes 5 minutes, so that's like no time. Yeah. Fooling yourself.
And this one was the one that got me back when I first learned about getting things done and project management a little bit more. To you, that might be just a 5-minute task. 10 seconds takes 0 time. You have no idea how many 30-second tasks that other person you're asking already has piled up that they can't do because they have 80 30-second tasks that each only take 30 seconds, but that's a full day's worth of work.
The skill set that you have might make a task 30 seconds, but it might take me 10 minutes.
And you never know when that one request you put on another person is going to be that not literal, but that metaphorical pebble that breaks the camel's back. The camel either being the project or the person.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting sloppy now.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing about these games is you get into the zone and then...
Yeah, like it's really weird, right? Like it's like you can make all the content you want. If you don't put it in a place that anyone can see it, then...
Well, then you're a Renaissance artist.
Then that's not gonna help you. But doing all of that other work takes time. A lot more than you think it might. Especially when platforms keep changing their stuff.
Well, maybe...
YouTube.
Maybe we should get off YouTube.
It's really weird to me to like show up to the back end of YouTube and be like, ah, I see you added another dongle. What does this one do? Oh, it's not on the back end of all of our YouTube channels yet. So I guess you're experimenting? Maybe you're doing a rollout. Hard to say, because you don't tell anyone anything that you're doing. Yeah. But that's like the other thing, right? Things change. Like, maybe you know how to use Photoshop from 2 or 3 years ago, but you haven't really used it recently, or you haven't used a recent version. And then if I say, hey, can you go make this thing in Photoshop? Go to the one that's like the computer that's open for it, it's the latest version. That's going to take you still a little bit longer because there's going to be tools that are going to have moved. You might still know how to use them, but you got to find them now.
Yep. Well, that's why okay, and this is something I've been doing in my day job, and this is why I rarely ask people to go do a thing in Photoshop for me or do this in program. It's like, I want you to give me the results.
That makes sense, yes.
Like, make a title for me and be specific, because sometimes that can change what sort of graphic people need.
But we use a lot of templates for thumbnails.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
if I were to ask someone else to do the thumbnail of a video, I would be expecting them to use that template in Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
That was also more just an example of programs change on people, and sometimes they don't know it. But yeah, you're correct. You really wouldn't ask someone, hey, can you go do this thing in Photoshop? Yeah. You would say, I need this thing, can you do it?
Well, it's something that comes up when we're talking about presentations specifically. Is our project managers are now going to stop asking our clients if they want PowerPoints, and we'll start saying, would you like a visual presentation element for that? And we will not use PowerPoint unless specifically requested to by the client to put together a PowerPoint file.
Right, because that might be actually how they want it.
Well, but oftentimes people say the word PowerPoint.
Yeah, they say it just meaning...
They want a visual presentation. It's like Kleenex, right?
Yeah.
It's become a genericized word. But that means that they also expect... They have no idea what other systems can be used to create visual presentations.
But there is the case that they might be asking for that because that is a program they use and that's what they wanted it.
But we don't want to prompt people into thinking that they want a PowerPoint when in fact they might want something that's... For example, you can make visual presentations in web pages that don't need PowerPoint. All you need is a web browser, and they can look a lot nicer and better and be accessible anywhere. But maybe you need a file. You know, because you don't want to you don't want to be reliant on internet connections, which can sometimes be flaky.
Real Gamer Cow says that their boss loves PowerPoint and that they have to put every project plan in PowerPoint.
Yeah, I've heard of bosses like that. You should quit. It's like that's like using a screwdriver to, and I use this analogy. That's like using a screwdriver to drive in a nail. Like, yes, you can do that. It will work. You shouldn't, but. I did it!
Yeah!
We're at level S!
It's not even a cool S, though.
Did I use the S? No, I didn't go to S. New S!
New S, who dis?
Ah!
Oh, rival!
No!
Press
Netflix.
E or enter to shoot. Okay, that's gotta be the A button.
Okay. Next, Netflix Canada doesn't have the repair shop. I'm so sorry, Dale! Talk to me offline, and we'll help you out here, perhaps.
So, oh, I see. We have a rival paper airplane we gotta fight.
Okay, how about I try just not dying first?
That's my main strategy in a lot of video games. Sometimes it works. I think you shot him down? Or he left. It may have left.
I think I shot him down.
You unlocked achievement. Let the hunt begin. So maybe you did. I choose to think you did.
I appreciate that. That's one down.
rivals do we have?
Is it Twitch?
I was thinking anime rivals. At least they're more fun.
I'm unsure what happened there. Yeah, different countries have different Netflix licensing agreements because property borders are an illusion that are...
Copyright is defined by geographical borders regardless of whether it's online or not.
Yep, and that's, again, an arbitrary distinction that's placed for no reason.
But that's how they determine it.
Yep.
It's why sometimes you'll see Netflix might have a show in, say, Canada, but not in the States because a different streaming provider might have the rights to stream it.
Yep.
In that area.
Completely arbitrary blocking, and you should completely...
This is what VPNs are for.
Oh yeah, actually, VPNs unnecessary too.
Oh,
unless you're using them for a to geo hop. As long as you're using HTTPS and encrypted traffic, or encrypting your traffic, a VPN's not going to do anything more to hide your...
Oh, I wasn't thinking to hide, just to change what country it looks like you're coming from.
That
for streaming services.
That's the thing. But I've seen so many people pushing VPNs as a...
Yeah, I have actually seen that lately too, where people have been
loop.
like, oh, did you know they can technically hack your Switch if you're on the same Wi-Fi? And now you can save yourself by getting a VPN service. And I'm like, don't use public Wi-Fi if you're that paranoid.
Yeah, or again, make sure that everything is encrypted, that everything you're sending is encrypted.
Targeting. Okay. When I turn into the D-pad, that's a targeted hit. The other dude.
Oh, so yeah, if you turn into an X, you're becoming.
It's X marks the spot. You've been targeted by whatever thing it is, so you want to get out of the way.
You've been targeted by the sheriff of fast-moving barriers. Nice shooting, Tex.
Spam button. Get results. Crashed. Ah. Okay, maybe don't spam the spam button. Maybe be. When I'm in the same lane, I auto. Okay. I understand the mechanics of this game now. That's not gonna help me be better at it, but I understand them.
Nope, that's very true, Lounge Udrit. Those are legitimate benefits and features of VPN's services, but yeah, I think mainly what my big problem is the way that VPNs seem to be marketed these days as a catch-all shield for internet security. It's like, you'd be more secure on the internet if you deleted your Facebook account and started using the ad blocker.
Or you just don't go on the internet. I mean, I know that's not like a realistic ask for anyone these days.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's me being cheeky and be like, if you want to be secure for like everything, never touch anything, never go anywhere.
But you're not that far off. My thoughts on personal information on the internet has always been, if someone wants it and you've put it on a computer that has been hooked up to the network, if someone really wants your information or anything you put on, they have it. It's best to just assume that they already have it. Hey, achievement unlocked one more time.
Oh, we're in a different show all of a sudden. Yeah, I deleted my Facebook a while ago now, and that was good of me. Very good of me. Not for information reasons, just for not having to read so much BS from people I actually know. And then not having to explain to people why I unfriended them.
I'm now really upset with Facebook or not upset with Facebook. I'm upset with the world for falling into Facebook's trap of, hey, you don't need a website for your business. You just put your business on Facebook and then people chat there and everything and it's fine. No. Please let me go directly to you for my information.
I also don't know how many times I've heard a conversation with some family members where it's like, oh, you really shouldn't believe in like the news that you read online in that one source that you're reading it from. But I read on Facebook that this totally very fake thing is happening, so it must be true. Oh,
okay.
We're not having that conversation.
Nope.
It's really strange how you keep telling me I shouldn't believe everything I read when it's an opposing opinion of yours.
God, I'm just thinking over it now, and I'm realizing actually how much 2019 was a year that media sources suddenly became a lot less credible, like the ones that you expect to be. Like the New York Times started doing some pretty shady stuff, and Bloomberg had that whole Supermicro article about the big hack from China that was completely without verification. And no retraction yet either. Oh god. So, here's dystopia for you. You know what kind of podcasts I listen to, right? Like, they're very
I mean, I know of a few of them, yes.
Yeah, but very non-political,
You listen to Merlin Mann.
Yes, I do. I basically listen to Merlin Mann whenever he's on.
When does that not get non-political? Sometimes they basically start just yelling out political words. What do you mean non-political?
I mean, I guess they're non-activist. They're not trying to be anything. But what was the point of that?
I'm gonna go along with this just to get to your point.
The point of this was the podcast. It was Robert on the Line, and they're advertising for a news service that will allow you to get cheaper health insurance if you can prove that you are an athlete or a person who does exercise.
Sure. Okay.
And there's so much wrong with this.
I mean, there's a lot wrong with that in that country.
Yeah, but it's not something I ever expected to hear advertised on a podcast.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's the kind of thing you hear from that uncle you never talk to at Christmas. It's like, if you sign up for this, you get...
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Maricat. So again, because of these same Merlin Mann podcasts, I am very aware of the site called Nextdoor.
Is that the doorbell Or the
No, that's
camera
Nest. Nextdoor is the one where you get to sign into sort of a forum for your communities.
Oh, right.
And
Okay, that one.
and talk about how there are colored people around that maybe shouldn't be.
Okay, usually when I've heard stories of that one pop up in the podcasts that I listen to, and it's usually not an ad, it's usually those people just actually have it. It's them recalling the stories of all the weird package theft that they have. And usually they're just very angry and they're like, I hope you enjoy that bottle of hairspray I bought that I really needed on that day. Thank you very much.
Real Gamer Count, I am aware of the insurance companies that are giving out, that'll give you an iWatch or a Fitbit or whatnot in exchange for access to the information on it.
Oh, no. Gross.
In the US. I mean, like, China's already had this problem and come up with a solution, which is to say they access your phone to find out how many steps you take a day, and that affects your civility rating, which affects.
Yeah, they've gamerized.
Yeah. So
thing. I watched a video about that.
So they make these little swings now that swing your phone back and forth while you're just sitting. Get steps.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen video games that have like unlock mechanics that are step-based. I mean, Nintendo did that with the 3DS. It had a step counter with some additional games, and that helped you do whatever with it. And people would be like, "Oh, I put it on the laundry machine, and I do whatever to make the thing happen." And I hate the fact that they limited how many coins I can get in a day because they clearly know I'm going to cheat it. And I'm like, no, they really don't.
They really don't.
They don't care. They don't care that much.
They're
trying to do a fun thing. You're trying to not do the fun thing. Whatever.
They want you to spend money, and you've decided that you're not going to spend the money by doing this.
I mean, let's be fair. For the 3DS, the whole reason it had a walking pedometer type thing in it was more because they wanted you to take that around with you and walk around. That's why Street Pass was in there. And so having that in there additionally was another incentive to make sure you kept it on you and took it with you everywhere.
Yeah.
That's just a design point. They don't care if you're not actively walking around the planet. Company's not your friends.
Nope.
No matter how much cool stuff they do.
So I don't watch all of our other shows. Do the other shows on this network get as weirdly conspiracy theory as we do? I mean, not conspiracy. There's nothing conspiracy theory about this.
I want to know what conspiracy theory that we've been generating.
Yeah, no.
Because I could come up with some better ones. They wouldn't be real, but most of them aren't.
I just don't want to say that their stream is political.
It's gotten a little more political than normal lately.
Oh!
By which I mean today.
Yeah.
But generally we don't. Usually we're just talking about anime.
Only when Beej is on. Thank you, Robot Bones.
Sorry, I saw Mouse Friend.
Oh, okay. Oop. Keep my eye out.
I mean, they just ran across the board. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, hey. Nearby.
It's so tiny. It's been a while since I've seen Mouse. I mean, inside. I see them sometimes when I walk around outside.
G-Dwarf, I agree, everything is political, but sometimes we like to not talk, we don't like to not draw attention to the politicalness of things because we like
Everything is inherently political, I agree. I don't like talking about current politics usually.
Yes.
It's mostly the thing. And I have a beef about people calling gender politics and stuff like that, even though there is a political component to some of that. So yeah. Fuck all terms.
My point being is that while everything is political, sometimes we don't like to talk about the politics because people like to have a safe, or not a safe space, a space free of that sort of awareness.
Usually we just like to distract my anime.
Yeah. Yes, Mouse Friend is very distracting, Caliban.
It is. It's like there's this thing that's moved in the corner of my eye, and my brain's like, all the things that I'm supposed to avoid. There's a thing over there now.
Now, real gamer count, a bodega cat would be fine if the moon base was a bodega. I like to think of the moon base as a castle, which means we need a palace cat.
I'm not sure if we're allowed to have cats.
I'm pretty sure no one's allowed to own palace cats, actually.
I mean, there's that specifically, yes, but I meant like just in the building itself. Like there's even office type buildings, or I guess non-residential buildings have rules about that depending on the thing.
Because otherwise, like, they have to have the ability and the exception for it to occur. Because otherwise, how would pet shops be?
And then we'd also have... There'd be a lot of us who would get distracted by the cat. Let's be fair, there's that. Secondly, there are a few people who have severe pet allergies. So that is also a reason why we're definitely not getting a cat. And then thirdly, we would all have to take care of it. And you know what happens when a whole group of people have to do a thing.
Especially when there's some people who don't even like said type of animal.
I mean, we could just as easily get a snake.
Yeah.
That would probably frighten mice away.
I would much rather let us just have a family of burrowing owls live in the bottom of the cubbies.
Yes.
And they'd come out.
All right, I'm on board with this plan.
Just every now and then in the middle of streams, you'll hear this quiet.
I mean, for our stream, we're pretty loud.
Oh, right up on the shoulders.
Yeah, it's become less of a rhythm stream all of a sudden and more of an owl cafe.
Heather, you know, as soon as we're zoned for owls, we are converting the cafe from rhythm to owl.
I feel like we're so not gonna get clearance for any of these plans. Even if we promise to take care of these owls, even just the two of us, even we're like, but Graham, we promise we'll take care of the owl. It's okay. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna let us.
Yeah. They're nocturnal. That means they can edit during the night.
I mean, it'd be a hoot. That's definitely for sure. But we're definitely gonna ruffle some feathers with that idea.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah, and then the claws come out.
Yeah. And everyone's got to peck a beak.
Cloaca. Should we take a break?
Is it break time?
Yeah, oh, it's well past break time.
Okay, cool.
Okay. We're gonna be back for in just a few here because we need to do our things, but we'll see you in a few for more of this. Barrier X!
Ha.
Aha!
Buttons.
It worked, mostly. Not completely.
Yeah, I think that's off shot. Oh,
nope,
no, it's just
this
I'm covering.
Okay, perfect, yeah.
Covering.
Anyway, we were gonna do some subscriptions here, because that's what we do. When someone comes in and does something we like to recognize them. Specifically when they do the thing that we like, that is subscribe to our channel. Such as riding the Dilu horse, who has subscribed for 8 months, something lore reference. Welcome back.
Real Gamer Cow for 73 months.
Hey, it's Granny Sohail, 36 months.
Lying in Bedmon, the best Digimon, thank you.
Red Bomber 2000 for 2 months. Thanks for coming back.
Algier 300 for 52 months. 52 is a long time, I agree.
Takis is subscribed for 30 months. Any chance to have IIDX on Rhythm Cafe? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I'll look that up while you say this next
All
thing.
right. Robo Nixon for 43 months. New year, old sub. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynor. No, Lyrie Noir. Lyrie Noir is how I'm going to say your name because you've been here for 8 months.
And Dale, you've been subscribed thanks to the Maricat. Thank you very much, Maricat.
Hey, Ojo Van Soki has subscribed for 16 months. Thanks for coming back.
And Lucan for 25 months. I heard there were owls here.
And that brings us up to the updated. Also,
other direction. There we go.
Yes, we got an owl.
Here.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there.
Perfect. These arms.
It just looks so far away.
IDX is a beat money game, so we have that.
Okay.
And Hootie just subscribed, thanks to the Meerkat.
That person's gonna be so confused.
Okay, I'd forgotten how to play the game.
Yeah, that happens. By the way,
Bye, yes.
Road Quest is tomorrow.
Yes.
Last episode. There are some people who seem to actually think 11 is the last episode.
Uh-oh.
So glad it's not, because they thought it was a weird last episode, and I agree.
Sure would be, yeah.
And after, and that's premiering on YouTube live at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Do you think we ever...
YouTube.com/loading ready run, in case, I don't know how you don't know.
Do you think we make it to Dawson?
I mean, I still don't know if Beach is really Beach yet. I'm hopeful to find out.
I wouldn't be so quick to... If you're enjoying Beach as he is now, just sit back and enjoy that for a while.
Spoilers. Yeah, and then there's gonna be a Q&A Twitch stream afterwards.
Yes.
So that'll run roughly at 5 p.m. It's supposed to go on for about an hour, I think. I foresee that one going a little longer than that.
Yeah.
Personally, but, you know, questions there.
I will be there.
I mean, I've actually seen episode 12 now because I was part of the preview review.
Yes.
On that.
That was just yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, if you want to know how just in time these are getting released, or getting finished, it's just in time.
Yeah. Well, for the last few, we had a better buffer when we started doing the initial release, but a lot of that got eaten up by Desert Bus, which was part of the plan for that, and then the holidays also, which again, the whole reason why we had that. If it was any longer, then we might be in trouble.
Lure runs on a just-in-time compiler.
Jaded Cynic wants to tell you, Ian, I forgot I have the opportunity to do so. Thank you for reenacting the duel in the arrival with the rental P&U. I don't know what that means.
The duel.
Duel.
Is that the Buckle Up Chuckle Boys? I'm holding for confirmation or...
TV movie from way back.
Okay. I'm unfamiliar with it, actually. Juliamon, I can't believe it was an F350 either. I never wanted to drive... I've never wanted to drive a truck. I have now driven an truck. I'm glad I had the experience. Because I always like to confirm when I never want to do something again. Ah, hell! Oh, getting moved in. Okay, we hit the record.
Nice. That means improvement.
I'm just surprised that Buckle Up Chuckle Boys isn't on a t-shirt now.
It's not looking in the right places.
Just to say it all.
Yeah. That's usually what I mean for myself.
Sorry, I was just laughing as well at the F-350 is the largest vehicle. Why does it not simply eat the others? God, Futurama was such a good show. And also Road Quest.
I mean, a lot of time and effort went into it.
And also Road Quest.
I think I would actually be disappointed with the amount of time and effort we put in if it wasn't a good show.
Yes, yes.
Like, it wouldn't be... I feel like I'd still be, like, relatively proud that people went out and did a big thing and like, something was accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would be as happy with like the end product if it hadn't turned out as well as it did.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, part of that is because of all the time and effort, so.
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Different amount of people's time during different amount of times.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that would be interesting to track, wouldn't it?
We don't really think the experts.
But just specifically thinking of, does it equal up to the amount of time spent on the road?
What portion? Because technically the amount of time you spend on the road takes up the amount of time that you spend on the road.
But I was thinking, like, any one person's job in post-production.
Well, you were 10 days. Do you remember roughly how long your filming day was?
Given where we slept, I would actually count sleeping as work time.
Okay, so 240 hours. Oh, easily. Easily. There's definitely a couple of people who've hit that. Like, not all through that 10-day period. Like,
yes,
like,
no, that would be ridiculous.
Over the course of what's been like a couple of years now, yeah, I would say easily there's definitely been a couple people who've probably put in that amount of time on their own. Because, I mean, if you recall, that was like, something like 9 cameras?
Mm-hmm. 10. 3 in each car plus...
If we say 10 cameras with 10 days worth of footage, you extrapolate that amount of time out, all of that footage has to be gone through at some point. So easily that job alone is... And like we only had like 2 or 3 people kind of doing that portion or a different portion, and even then I would say probably all of them end up putting that much time overall just in that part, maybe more. And if not, definitely with other portions of the project they work on. Like my work with the show's mostly been in scheduling and getting content online and making sure things are set to a specific standard and that we do the previews and we do all of those things, which is still less man hours but still a significant amount of work on its own. I've had people ask me what portion of the thing I've edited because they've seen my name in the credits, but I'm not in the editor section of the credits. I've not done any of the editing. I've done cat wrangling.
Project management.
The official term?
Yes. Or at least the term you put on a resume.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't call it cat wrangling on a resume. That would confuse people with the people who actually wrangle cats.
So you're familiar with the blanket technique?
Well, where I come from, we actually use a really fluffy towel. But yes, it's a very similar technique. We also use the hidden treat medicine technique.
That's where you trick that's where you trick the cat into giving itself its medicine by hiding the medicine inside of a heroin needle.
Something like that.
Cats love heroin.
I think that's just the movie Cats. But I haven't watched it, so I don't really know.
Shit, that would change a lot in that storyline. Jellicle cats need their fix. Jellicle cats have prominent veins. And I think I just already broken my, I need to start my New Year's resolution starting on February 1st, because otherwise it's impossible already for me to keep my New Year's resolution, which is to never hear, think of, or read, see, or encounter the word Jellicle in 2020.
You just call it a resolution. You're gonna have to tie it to the new year if you don't want to.
Good point.
I mean, that being said, I enjoy doing New Year's resolutions. I like that time frame of doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And every year I always see the batch of people who are like, you could just start doing the thing now. And I'm like, yes. Okay, cool. You go and do it that way. I'm gonna keep doing it this way because I like it.
It's not a New Year's resolution then.
It's just a resolution.
Yeah.
That's also fine.
And it's just something you said you'd do. Like, at least if you're making a New Year's resolution, I can then expect you not to follow through on it. But if you say you're gonna do something otherwise, I mean, then you're just lying to me.
The 1st of January is really not a good date for you to try and start a certain thing. Like sometimes it's just not good because it's a holiday season. That's really hard. Maybe you want to push that off until January 7th.
Yeah.
Or the 1st of February when things have calmed down.
Well, give yourself
That's
some time to breathe. The holidays. We do some very bad things with holidays in Western North American culture. Or specifically, we've done some terrible things to the Christmas season. That was really cool. We basically just boosted out of that lock.
I mean, I'm trying to focus less on rival and just get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Than necessarily trying to shoot down. I mean, if I can, that's also a bonus. But I feel like that only gives you a few moments of reprieve rather than enough real help.
I'm too distracted by the shiny new thing. We need to focus on core mechanics.
I mean, I think if I remember last year, I was having a really terrible time with something around the beginning of like January, and so I just was like, cool, New Year starts February 1st. You know, when the terrible thing feels like it'll be over, that's when I'm gonna be like, cool, New Year, fresh start. I might have to do that again this year, although I feel like that could be June.
I mean, I'm starting it's not a resolution, but a thing on February 1st as well, so. Mutual support. Oh.
Well, I mean, I really want 2020 to be a good year for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want every year to be a good year for me, but it's the year of the rat. I was born in the year of the rat, so I'm kind of like, yeah. Now that I'm paying attention for no reason, and this is completely arbitrary, and a thing lines up, why not? 2020 is a cool number,
Right.
so I want it to be a cool year.
I mean, given our celebration of commerce in this hemisphere, maybe as a culture we should start celebrating corporate New Year in April 1st. Actually, the more that I think about celebrating fiscal New Year, the better it gets, because it's like A, celebrating the end of the end of commerce, B, anything that they can't commercialize it, because anything that they spend will be spent out of previous year's budget, and the proceeds will only go toward the next year's. Like, it's perfect.
Chinese horoscope, if it's actually your year, it's bad luck. Yeah, well,
That sounds like Chinese horoscopes.
I'm going by Heather horoscopes, which is a mishmash of whatever the heck I want.
Which is to say, it's a mishmash of whatever came out of GPT-2 from the tab when you mashed it. You know, Heather, your lucky numbers may be larger than they are a decade ago. Not increased in quantity, just like the numbers themselves are bigger.
I mean, if I was really superstitious about that kind of thing, suspicious is a completely different thing than superstition. Then I would actually just be like, oh, well, that seems on track with the thing that could potentially happen this year that's just absolutely super bad. And then I'm gonna just ignore it. So, F it. I make my own rules.
Yep, this is our.
It's not helping me in the video game, but I make my own rules.
This is our house, and we can't stop. We won't stop. We run the place, they don't want to leave. We don't take nothing from nobody. That song has produced so much good in my life. Taylor Swift's Can't Stop.
Okay, good. I was like, Firefly? No. That's...
Oh. You know me better than that.
You're right. I've never known you to be a professed fan of that.
That's a very diplomatic way of putting that.
I watched it. It seemed fine. I liked it enough. Yeah, whatever.
Just that I have been known to be a very professed not liker.
Oh. Sorry, I'm only familiar with people being a professed not liker thing if every day I see them and the first thing they do is tell me about all the things they don't like.
Oh, those people sure do exist, actually.
Yep. In my Twitter mentions. And then never in my Twitter space ever again. This is a good way to get you blocked. I've never had. If I'll tweet a thing, it'll be like, here's a cool thing I made, people like it, people might say stuff about it, but I never get the amount of Twitter mentions I get on anything until I'm like, oh, I watched this thing, I really enjoyed it.
But have you considered not liking it?
That show was awful. Okay. Like, I don't know what you want out of me.
Like, thanks. Your opinion means wow, you know, if I had to say it meant something to me, that would be assigning a value for something I don't want. Yeah, your opinion has been like a bologna that has been pushed through my mail slot, such that the edges of the bologna come out the sides and back. And now, I mean, yes, you maybe you like bologna and you've given me some free bologna, but what I have is not a thing I want.
I mean, I've gotten people who respond a little bit more with things about like, I tried to like that show, I had a hard time getting into it, like what, like, do you think there's like a better hook point, like an actual like discussion portion, where I'm like, okay, fine. But like the person who just shows up and is like, well, I didn't like it. I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
I okay.
Like, let's...
Okay.
Yeah. Let's be clear here, too. It's not that I don't want people randomly adding me on Twitter. I actually love that when people reach out to me because I'm not having a conversation with you right now. And if you want to, like, just consider what sort of conversation you want to have with me. And the first thing...
It's just telling someone I don't like a thing in response to a person saying I like a thing when you're not actually currently engaged in a conversation isn't going to incur a conversation. It's just, I've made a statement, you have made a statement, and okay.
Yeah, you have literally now just ended the conversation for us.
Now, if you're gonna start ranting at me about why I shouldn't like the thing, then I'm just blocking you immediately. I don't.
Straight to the shadow
I don't
realm.
think I actually tend to block people who just statement at me unless they keep going. But I just don't. I don't have a response for that. It's like, okay, you didn't like thing. I hope you found a different thing you like. I guess. I've definitely had the thing where I've wanted to like a thing because my friends have liked the thing, and it just doesn't gel with me, and I'm like, I really wish I could like thing.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to be able to hang out in that space with my friends because they seem to really enjoy thing.
Yep.
But I don't, and so that I can sympathize with.
And that's kind of why I bring up Firefly like that. Is it's seen by a lot of people to be a universal, like, everyone loves Firefly. Like, eh.
No, I could definitely see why people might not like the show. I think there's preferences in a lot of media. Yeah. And I can definitely see it as like, this is this kind of adventure that doesn't gel with everyone.
And that's where you need, that's where nuance comes in terms of discussions. Just because I don't like a thing doesn't make it bad. Things can be bad all on their own.
I mean, I don't think I like anything that I can claim as being perfect even. Like couldn't be improved upon in some way, or couldn't have handled maybe something slightly better, or maybe just at the time it was built, it didn't have like the technology to really push that idea up a little bit more, or anything like that, because we're all human. Everything is made by humans, and kind of.
But I didn't know that you weren't a fan of the Lupin the Third and the Castle of Cagliostro.
It's a really good movie.
I'm like, so it was gonna be a joke, and the more you kept talking about it, like, yeah, but is there anything wrong with that film? It might be a little long, but even then, it's not so long.
It's paced well, I think.
Yeah.
We watched it recently.
Like, it's a 2-hour movie.
I wouldn't mind. I think it could probably do to be cleaned up, but in that sense of like, if it was like, in the way they cleaned up like maybe Star Trek or whatever, where it's like you take the original and clear out some of the aging on it.
Watch some of the one of the Blu-ray rips, or one of the modern copies that's not on Blu-ray, and it's amazing how bright and engaging it is. And yeah, things like de-aging on film stock, I give that a pass kind of, because when you think back to how you originally watched it, would have been a fresh cut.
Oh sure.
Yeah. In fact, weirdly,
I'm not.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think there's there's anything I would particularly change about it.
Now again, it's not for everyone. But I would implore everyone out there to give it a try.
I mean, especially if you haven't Lupined before.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best way to start.
It's a very good starting point for Lupin. Mainly because it's a very self-contained story. I was actually trying, because I think that might have been my first Lupin as well. And when we were rewatching it, I was kind of like, it's weird because if you think of this from the perspective of maybe somebody who's very familiar with Lupin seeing this thing, they might make certain assumptions about who's gonna be what. You can definitely see some tells of like what character's gonna come in, but if you know none of that, it's like you don't know that this third character is going to show up, because why would you? You don't know they exist. You're not going to be sure that that person you see sneaking around is actually this other person in disguise, because there would be no point for you to. But it doesn't take away from that.
Yeah, like the character types are pretty quickly apparent as to who does what. Though I'm not sure if you're aware that movie was pretty heavily panned by fans when it was first released.
Oh, really?
Because it changed so much of what Lupin was. Like things went first series, movie, and then later on second series.
Now, to be honest, I did not care much for Lupin's character design when I first saw it.
Yeah.
The him having the very monkey look.
It's weird, isn't it?
It was weird for me. I've gotten used to it. I don't mind it now. It wouldn't be Lupin without it at this point. But experiencing the character for the first time, that was just kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
That guy's kind of weird.
I mean, it suits him and all, but I don't know how I feel about that. And I mean, I do that with other series too, where it's like, oh, I prefer the look of Bubblegum Crisis 2040 when I first see it, and then I get a little bit older, I experience some other things, and I'm like, no, original Bubblegum Crisis looks aesthetic all the way. Also, it's a better story.
Oh yeah.
2040.
I feel like I should put on a stick for you the Star Wars Silver Screen Edition. Because it plays, especially if you have any interest in watching the original Star Wars again.
No.
Okay.
Ian,
yes?
I have told you, haven't I, how many times I watched the original Star Wars trilogy in my youth? Every day for a full summer.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Those movies could be the most brilliant movies in the world, and I could never watch them again if I really.
It's the only reason for this particular version is that it's made from a scan of a original, and I mean the original run, 35mm film stock. And then the person who released this version went through and frame by frame just cleaned away the scratches, did very minimal color correction. And what's interesting about it is that it looks like a late 70s movie. And it's not gorgeous because it looks like a 70s movie. Like it's lit in that weird 70s way. It has that weird 70s color grading to it.
Okay.
And it's it kind of changes the way that you approach the film too, because you no longer have that cognitive dissonance of everything is super crystal clear and smooth where it's not supposed to be. But juxtaposed with 70s actors doing 70s line readings. Yeah. I
mean, that sounds interesting. I just know that I would never sit down to watch it.
Yeah, it had been years since I'd watched Star Wars.
Like, I new Star Wars anything has so little interest to me. I'll go watch some of it, because it's still like, at least that's new when it happens. But it's like, everybody has that frenzy of like, oh, we gotta go watch Star Wars, and there's the thing, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. And I've enjoyed parts of it. the newer stuff. I haven't seen the latest movie. So I have no comment towards that. I did think Han Solo was incredibly boring, but, you know. It's also much more of an action movie, so...
Sorry, I needed to look up something that Mox Hegdorm put in the chat there. The 4K 77 version, which is a different version that appears to be of a similar idea. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you, Mox.
I think when it would have been 7, because that's part of the new section.
Yes.
Yeah, when 7 came out and there was advertising for it, I was more interested in that than I'd ever been in Star Wars before. And I had fun watching it. And then I was like, cool, done with that. Time to move on. Like,
yeah.
I don't care about the franchise enough.
No, that's okay. I have not and will never think poorly of you for such thoughts. Because if I did that, I would have no friends left. All right.
Trilogy enough times that I know it well, but not so much that I hate it. Again, I don't hate the original trilogy. I used to. There was a point in my life where I did hate that. It was actually pretty much during that summer.
Yeah, never again.
But I don't hate it. I just don't care.
You've seen it enough times that you don't need to again.
Yeah.
That's...
I still have that scene with the lizard. And that's like it's like a portion where you see like a desert and it's just like a still shot because it's a shoot, what do they call those?
Panther?
It's that film shot where it's an establishing film shot to be like,
yes.
This is the area you're in, and there's like this lizard in the corner you almost can't see because it's the same color as the sand.
Yep.
And then it moves, and I'm like, I have that forever etched into my brain, which the first couple times I saw, I thought it was really cool because I was a child and that was really awesome.
No.
Now it's just kind of like, huh.
It's there.
That's the thing that I've maintained in my brain. I'm gonna remember that forever. I remember the last time I actually hated a piece of media. Like, I know I have really severely disliked a piece of media.
Oh, yeah.
But usually I just stop thinking about it eventually.
Yep. And actually, I just remembered the last time I was...
Oh, we just Grand Exterminator.
Nice. We killed a lot of people, apparently.
A whole bunch of airplanes.
What was I going to... Yes, Review Starlight. That was it.
Ah.
And even then, I don't think I hate it. Because it didn't do anything damaging.
I feel like that was just also a state that was much more common when I was younger.
Yeah. You know, actually, no, sorry, I'm coming around. I did not hate Review Starlight. Review Starlight disappointed me.
Fair enough.
That's all.
I didn't finish that one. Did you finish that one?
Yes, I did.
Did they explain the giraffe?
Nope.
Okay, well then, there's no point. It's like the only thing I was somewhat curious about, but not enough to continue watching, so...
I think he's the headmaster?
Sure.
I mean, he had a head. He was not a transformer, so I guess maybe not a technical headmaster. No one remembers the headmaster's header. It was a really weird Marvel comic book the way I remembered it.
Review Starlight, that was the magical girls who put on musicals at night. Kind of. They did typically go into, I think it was the school basement at night. They get that mysterious phone call or text from a giraffe, and then they would have battles at night that typically was done in kind of a musical format.
Yeah, they would sing while they're chopping at each other. And I know there are people in the chat who really enjoyed.
That's fine.
Yeah. Let them know that I don't think anything less of them.
I think I still have the game downloaded. Do I? Nope, I do. I don't think I've launched that yet to try it, but I have the game that it's based on downloaded. Because I thought the game might be interesting.
I was gonna say, should we play it? And then I said,
I don't think it's a rhythm game.
Huh.
I don't know what kind of game it is, but I don't think it's a rhythm game. I just figured since it was a property based upon a game,
right,
then maybe the game would be more interesting to me.
Or give you some sort of context.
Yeah, or give something else, because sometimes when you have shows based on video games, it's them. They don't make, and maybe that's because just the content's not super in depth, but at the same time, it's like sometimes it's just the game is better.
Right.
You know, the whole book based on a movie based on a book thing.
Game based on a book based on a movie.
Is this a rhythm game or just a twitchy reflex barrier dodging game?
Twitchy reflex barrier dodging game!
Yep.
Sometimes we accidentally do those here.
Yeah. We've definitely played games that have had this element, like this kind of zigzag back and forth thing, but has had a much clearer rhythm to it.
Picked the wrong level. Back to S. One more try for me.
Did the music change?
It did. Can't tell if for better or worse though.
Thinking about the same.
Yep. Yeah, that's my last try.
Nope.
No?
I mean, not for me, but like. Sorry, I'm not noping you out of your last try. You can stop. I just don't want to. I don't want to play.
You don't want to play anymore?
I don't want to play anymore.
Well, let's. I'll keep going then, and we can talk a bit about what's coming up this week.
Oh, sure.
We got lots of shows. Those shows you can find over at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun.
Oh, that's right. That's not an element that's on the screen.
Wait, not twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun. Live.tv. Wait, no.
Loadingreadyrun.com/live.
Holy crap, this game is brain sucking.
It's not exactly the kind of game that you can maybe concentrate on and do something else at the same time.
Good point.
Like, there's like an awful lot going on. Alright, as we said before, tomorrow, Road Quest over on youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. There's a Q&A stream on twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, which is what you're watching now, unless you're watching this VOD later in the YouTubes, in which case you're probably too late for this VOD too. Where they're doing a Q&A on Road Quest. Tuesday schedule involves
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Talking Simulator.
Let's know.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
I think that's all the ones
call
on
for
Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
Wednesday's got, well, it's got the last episode of Play It Forward.
Right.
I killed the stream. I killed that game.
You finished, you're gonna finish that game finally.
You know, I'm realizing I've made some promises. The game seems to let me think that I am at the end game, but...
Right. So maybe on Wednesday, Ian finishes his playthrough of Shenmue 3 based on some promises he thinks the game is giving him, but the game might be a liar.
Yeah.
Just outright.
And then, of course, the week continues as one does.
Yeah. I think there's anything... I don't think there's... Well, I guess later in the week there's some sort of special event on, like, the 10th called a free release.
Oh, I forgot, because I don't play the Star Trek Next Generation collectible card game.
It's Theros Beyond Death,
Ah.
I think. Yeah, sure.
So they're really reaching into the graveyard for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be on the 10th.
Yeah, check that out.
There'll be some guests, and there'll be some lure folks, and that'll be, I believe that's on, at like 11 a.m. A lot of people seem to enjoy that, so that's cool. Otherwise, I think
Let's see.
I think that's the big things
Yep.
for the week.
Smaller things wise, where can people find you if they want to?
I stream over at twitch.tv/LunarJade. Mostly video games, but I actually did do a craft stream the other night.
Oh, hey, cool.
So,
What'd you make?
I was working on corner to corner crochet.
Nice. I have no idea what that... wait, can I guess? Is it crocheting... No, I have no idea what that is.
It's crocheting from corner to corner. It's kind of like you end up going diagonally across the thing, but the way it works out, you kind of make what looks like these little squares, but you're not making individual squares. You're kind of doing stairs.
Okay. It's like a Hubert crochet.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so there's that, and I'm over at twitter.com/LunarJade as well. And Ian, how about you?
You can find my streams over at tilty.house. Stick that up in your banner bar. That is a valid URL, I promise you. Find out where what Corey and I are streaming over on our Twitch channel, and as well check out our Twitter feeds and podcast feeds for the podcast she is currently doing, which include Kamen Rider. That's it. All right, we're gonna call that the end of the game. That's
cool.
over.
Yeah, good.
Game has gone away.
Game is gone.
And so are we very soon. But we got one last thing to do here, and that's let you know that we appreciate you because you support us. Zazamost is not an amount, but is a person who has been subscribed for 24 months. Thanks so much. Congrats on that 2-year.
E-Block shared with 100 bits. Thank you.
8-Bit Dreams subscribing for 18 months. 7,808,401 minutes of LRR. That's a lot.
Mario 42 for 16 months. Welcome back.
And Squeakster has been a subscriber for 31 months. Keep on squicking.
Yeah.
I've taken off my headphones.
That's
which means
fair.
that this is the end of the broadcast day.
Keep my headphones on until the stream is over.
Ooh.
For no real reason.
Well, I could just hang out here and chat for the next... No.
You know, that works a lot better in Studio C when you're at like a tech booth and everyone is very far away from the buttons. Like, I can reach most of these buttons. I can shut this up whenever I want.
Heather, I've been training in Kung Fu all day. Are you sure you want to take that chance?
Hey, you know what? We unlocked like 4 of 7 of these achievements.
Wow.
We're awesome.
We sure are not going to unlock any of the others.
So we destroyed 50 enemies.
Okay.
Died 250 times. So pity achievement. We shot down one enemy, and then we reached 30 seconds on the first level. We haven't reached 60 seconds on the first level because we just moved on.
Yep.
We didn't unlock all the levels because
only 5% of players.
And beat each level.
Woof.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense for Achivo.
Yeah.
5%. How many? 4% have done the beat each level.
Okay.
Interesting.
So yeah, we could be pretty, if we can get to the end by just...
I mean, so far from the ones that we have done, like the one that we did, which was reach 30 seconds on the first level, which is like clearly the first hurdle you have to do in order to move on or do any more in the game. 20.5% of players. So I get the feeling that people play this game and then don't really continue.
Yep, I think so. Like without an easier mode.
At least not on Steam.
Pretty gatekeepy.
All right.
That's the end of us.
Tilty House subscribes thanks to the Americat.
Ah, thank you, Americat. Thank you, Tilty House, for me. Thank Tilty House for me.
Good night, everybody.